Hello students. Up till now we finished with the chapter HTML. So today onwards we will start with the new chapter called as data structure. Now what is exactly the data structure? The data structure is nothing but the combination of two words, data and the particular structure. So what is exactly a data? We can simply say data is nothing but the collection of raw facts. Correct? Data is nothing but the collection of raw facts. And how you can represent your data in computer memory, that the way, that the particular architecture, that is called as the data structure. So we can see the some definitions related to data structure. So it is a way in which different data elements are logically related, or you can say how you organize of your data in some systematic way which can be a simple to understand, that is called as data structure. Whenever I implement a particular kind of data structure, it will always suggest us a particular relationship between the number of data elements. So it is a nothing but the specialized format which can be organizing, or you can say the storing of data in memory, which can consider not only the element store but also their relationship to each other. Or in other words, I can say it is nothing but the schema. Schema stands for structure. So it is nothing but kind of the schema for organizing related piece of information. Because actually the human requirement with computer are going to be a complex day by day. To solve the complex requirement in some efficient way, we need this kind of study which can provide the fastest solution of human requirement. So there we can use data structure. So it is a data organization, management, or you can say the storage format that enables a efficient access and the modification. So I can simply conclude that it is a specialized format for organizing, processing, retrieving and storing of any data. So whenever I go with the concept of data structure, is always affects the both the things, structural as well as functional aspects of my program, because my program can be built up with algorithm and its perspective data structure. Basically data structure having the two types. Okay, first one is the linear data structure and second one is the non-linear data structure. Linear means I can simply say with the sequential manner, one after the another. Whenever I said कि my first data stored at memory location 1000, so linear means what? My next data by default stored at memory location 1001, next one at the 1002 and like that only. But in contrast, non-linear means data can be stored at any random memory location. Any random memory location means what? There is no compulsion of storing of data with some sequence. For example, it may possible like that कि my first data stored at memory location 1000, so it's not compulsory my second data stored at 1001. It may be stored at location 2000, 100, 200 and like that only. So basically we can see the difference between linear and the non-linear data structure. So in the linear data structure, the first point is what? My data elements are stored in consecutive memory location where sequential data representation is there. correct है? जैसे first data at 100, second data at 101 and like that only. So whenever I want to represent my data in computer memory, I will show it off with the linked representation. That means first data किधर भी store हो, next data का location will store with the first data. तो always my first data carry the link of my next data, then what my second data will carry the link of my third data, like that only. But in the non-linear data structure, data elements are stored in any random memory location. That's why there will be always a non-sequential data representation. That's why whenever I want to store or I want to show the representation of non-linear data structure, it will be always with some hierarchy. Hierarchy is nothing but what? One after the another, second after the third, like that only we will create a link. Hierarchy is, for example, you can say your grandparent to the parent, parent to the children, like that only. So there are certain examples of linear and non-linear data structure. Linear data structure examples are what? My stack, array, or you can say the linked list. Now what do you mean by stack? Stack, you can say it is nothing but kind of container which is closed by one side and open from only the another side. So whenever I want to insert any data, that operation called as push and deletion, or you can say the removal of data, that process called as the pop. So that push and pop, both the operations can take place from only one end. Next example is what? My array. Array we can use to store a large amount of data. For example, if I want to store 5 elements, so I can store that element in under one roof called as the array. And next we have the linked list. Linked list is nothing but the linear collection of data. One after the another, we will store the data in the form of node. Okay. Next, the example for non-linear data structures are tree and graph, which will represent with the help of particular hierarchy. In the tree, there is one root is there and other nodes are subdivided into T1, T2, T3 like that of its subtrees. And graph is made up of number of vertices and edges can be formed with the help of, or I can say with the joining of the particular vertices. Now there are number of data structure operations which can be performed on the particular data. So there are all total 6 data structure operation: traversing, inserting, deleting, searching, sorting and the merging. Out of that, the first one is what? My traversing. Now traversing is nothing but accessing each element at exactly once. From the given diagram, if there is one array called as the linear array, from that number of elements are stored in that particular array. Now consider if I want to perform any process on all the data which are stored at that array. So how we can access each and every element? So I set its lower bound and the upper bound to respective elements. Then we can perform any process from lower bound till upper bound. So that process will handle each element exactly once. Now second algorithm or second operation is for the inserting. Now in the inserting means what? Adding a new record to the existing structure. That process called as inserting. Now from the diagram, if one array is given with the 4 elements. Now consider if I want to add new element 70 at the third position. So what I will do? We have to just shift each and every element one step upward till I get the third position empty. Now, in the given array, at the third position, element is 20. So, I know that 20 and its upward element, I want to shift, I want to move one step upward. So, in the very first step, first I will move 10 at the plus 1 position. Then in the second step, I want to move 20 at the 1 plus position. Now I get that third position empty, so I can move that 70 element at its particular third position. So at the final, I get the element list are 10, 20, 70, 30 and the 40. Now next operation is for the deleting. Now deleting is nothing but the remove, or you can say the delete existing element from the array. Now you have to perform exactly reverse process of that particular inserting. So in the deleting, if there are number of elements are 10, 20, 70, 30 and the 40. Now if I want to remove the element 70, that is from its third position. So in the very first step, you have to remove that element 70. Now after the removed of that particular element, I can't put that space empty. So what I can do, I just have to move all upward elements to shifted over with the -1 position. That means after removal of the 70, I want to move 20 one step backward and then 10 one step backward. So finally I get the 10, 20, 30 and the 40. Now the next operation is for the searching. Now searching is nothing but just you have to search any element. Now either by giving its particular position or by giving actual data. That means if I put its actual location, its memory location, I get the data which is stored at that location. Or if I want to search a position of that particular element, you just have to pass that actual element, the value of the actual element. Now we can perform that searching method by two ways. Either by go with the linear searching or with the binary searching. So if I want to perform from that diagram, if I want to search the element 30, it will start to search from the first element and just we have to check with the matches are found or not. If match found, then you can say the given element can be searched from the given array. Now next operation is for the sorting. Sorting is nothing but what? You have to just arrange your elements alphabetically or numerically. We will just arrange that element in the ascending or in the descending order, that is depending on user's requirement. For example, here 4 elements are given 5, 3, 6, 2. Now you have to arrange your element in the ascending order. There are number of ways to sort any particular given elements. So either I can use the method called as the bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort. Number of methods are there. Now in this example, here we just compare first two elements. If my first element is greater than second one, then only I interchange that two elements and follow the same procedure till I get all elements are in the ascending order. And the last operation is for the merging. Now merging is nothing but combination of two or more sorted files into single sorted file. That means you can simply say you want to mix a number of data. You want to mix different kind of data into a single form. That is called as a mixing of data. So from the given diagram, if there are the two array lists are there, here we have to just merge both the array list. Okay, so Up till now, we learned the 6 data structure operation: traversing, inserting, deleting, searching, sorting, and the merging. Now, we have the certain important terms related to data structure. The first term is what? The data. Now, what do you mean by data? We can simply say data is nothing but the single value or set of values. You can say any raw information, that is ABC. It is also kind of data. Or if I form the information from that particular data, that is again called as the data. So any simple statement, paragraph, it is also the example of my data. Next one, we have the group item. Now, what do you mean by group item? Items which can be divided into sub items that are called as the group item. For example, you can say name. Name can be divided as first name, middle name, last name, or you can say the date of birth, which can be divided as DD, MM, YY. One more example you can say for the address. In the address, you have to divide your address with your flat number, wing name, your building name, road, then you can say the city, state, your country, like that only. So simply the things which can be divided further, that are called as the group item. Next one, we have the elementary item. Now elementary item means what? Which cannot be divided. It's a granular part. You can't further divide that thing, that are called as the elementary item. For example, you can say pin code, your PAN number, Aadhaar number. You can't further be divided. So that are called as what? My elementary item. Now next thing is the entity. Entity is nothing but the something which has certain attributes and associated values. For example, if I say here is the example of one entity named as the student, which can be made up of with the number of attributes and its associated values. Attributes, you can say any column name, any column heading, that can be treated as the attributes, and its respective values. That values may be alphanumeric, or you can say some values may be empty. That all together called as the entity. Next we have the field. Now what do you mean by field? Field is nothing but the single elementary unit of information, or in simple way, or in the simple language, you can say any single column which cannot be divided further, that are called as the field. In this diagram, with the help of green color, we indicated the individual field. Now if I say what do you mean by record? Now what do you mean by record? Record is nothing but the collection of interrelated field. The word interrelated is very important, because record is only made up of interrelated fields. In this diagram, with the help of pink color, here we show the example of the record. For example, the name Meena with the address was C and some mobile number. That is the record for a particular student. And at the last, we have the file. Now what do you mean by file? File is nothing but the collection of interrelated records. So here I can say we have one file named as the student, which consists of number of fields and its respective record. Okay. Thank you, students.